Hey everybody. The cool weather is finally starting to settle in, even here in the deep south, and that has me thinking about how I'm going to want to start sitting out in the deer field. And if I learned anything about sitting out in the deer field last year, is that means the possibility for chapped lips, and I don't like that. So I'm ready to delve into something I've been waiting to do all year long, and that is try to make our own lip balm or chapstick from the beeswax that we harvested out of our beehive earlier in the spring. I also think I might have one other use for this if everything goes well, and I'll share that with you at the end of the video if it does go well. Now, I've never done this before, and there seem to be a large variety of mixtures and methods on how best to accomplish this. I'm going to stick with something very simple. I'm going to use 1 part of organic coconut oil to 1 part of pure beeswax. And just for fun, I'm going to add in a little bit of vitamin E oil as well. So earlier in the year, when we harvested our honey, we took the wax caps off of that, rendered them down, processed and filtered them, and put them into these little silicone molds that made these little 1/2 ounce medallions. I then put them inside of a zip top bag that I kept in my freezer, really just as a measure to make sure that they stayed nice and frozen. So all I have to do is melt the wax. I'm going to do that inside of this double boiler. And once the beeswax is melted, I will add in an equal amount of coconut oil, which will melt much more quickly. And I will also add in these vitamin E capsules, which I will just puncture a hole in the capsule and squirt the oil into my wax and my coconut oil, stir that together, and then I have this neat little loading tray, and it holds 50 of these screw up chapstick or lip balm tubes. And I'll put a link down to where you can find this down in the description, just like I always do. Now, I don't know for sure if I'm going to be able to fill this entire thing, but we're going to give it a try and see how far we go. Part of the reason for using this half coconut oil, half beeswax mixture is because I'm going to be using these screw up chapstick lip balm tubes. Using the coconut oil, make sure that the beeswax isn't such a thick concentration that it actually sticks to the inside of the tube. That mixture with the coconut oil helps it actually come out. So there we have it. The majority of these have already set up, but you can see when I scraped the wax off the top, I was able to fill up 2 more tubes using that wax. So make sure you make full use out of everything that you've got. I'm pretty happy with how many we've got. This will certainly serve our family through the whole winter. And now all we have to do is take the tubes out of the loading tray and pop the tops on. And we'll probably let them set up at least overnight before we try using them. Make sure that they have solidified all the way into the core so that when we use the screw post in the middle, that the wax actually grabs onto it and it actually rises out of the tube. So I'm pretty happy about it. We'll come back at some point after we've used these for several weeks and let you know how satisfied we are with the mixture and just the overall results. One of the reasons you want to be careful about your mixture ratio, if you try to do 100% beeswax, you might have a hard time getting the wax to come out of the tube. If you use too much coconut oil or any other soft oil, then you might have a problem where that post in the inside just spins. Now, if you don't want to worry about that at all, then you can get the little metal tins or plastic containers and put your lip balm inside of that and just get it out with your finger instead of using a tube. So you always have options. So what was the other thing I thought about when I started working on this? Well, it just so happens that on my crossbow, the wax that I use to keep the rail nice and lubricated for the string uses a beeswax mix that's inside of a lip balm tube. And so it's just one of those things where I thought about where else can I use the beeswax that we're harvesting? What else can I put it to use for. So if you are doing something else with your beeswax, you see some other kind of way that we could make the same use out of this stuff, then leave it down in the comments below. I'd like to hear anything unique or different that you've tried. Thank you all so much for watching. This is a new thing for us, so if you saw anything that maybe we should have done differently, or any suggestions you'd like to add to the recipe, then leave those down in the comments below as well. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time.